Good evening. I'd like to welcome everyone to the May 17th, 2021 of the City of the Plain Commission meeting. I'll call it to order. Kelly,
Okay.
roll
Ellie-
call, please.
Ellie Mullen?
Here.
Ashley Paddock?
Here.
John Lastly?
Here.
Kevin Krulik? Keith Campbell?
Here.
Jeremy Lawler, absent. Brian Tandy?
Here.
Dan Bayshore?
Here.
Lori Gross? Here.
Okay. Need a motion to approve the minutes. Everyone had a chance to read them?
I make a motion, we approve the minutes as written.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Call the roll, please.
Ellie Mullen?
Yes.
Ashley Paddock?
Yes.
John Lastly?
Yes.
Kevin Krulik? Keith Campbell?
Yes.
Brian Tandy?
Yes.
Dan Bayshore?
Yes.
Lori Gross?
Yes.
Okay. Not seeing any old business. Any board members have any old business this evening? Not seeing anything. Okay, the new business. Ben, you ready? Docket number 2126, Kenmar LLC requesting amendments to the Lebanon Gateway Marketplace PUD ordinance. The subject is located, the property is located at 1511 and 1415 West South Street. The property is zoned PUD planned unit development. Ben?
All right, what's before you tonight is a couple of small amendments to the PUD ordinance for the Lebanon Gateway Marketplace development. We were approached by the developer and one of his representatives. They were looking at, if they want to pull the screen up, they are looking at Lot 4 and developing an additional multi-tenant building out there on Lot 4. They do have a primary tenant for that building. And in figuring out how to fit a three-tenant building onto that site, they were running some challenges. As you can see, a four-sided lot, it fronts on three streets, which means it has three front yard setbacks, which are always much more significant than side yard setbacks. And they were running into some challenges fitting the building in on this lot with that 50-foot setback, which is what the setback was for Ping Avenue. So we took a look at it with them and determined, and actually Lot 5 is, while they don't have a tenant for Lot 5, Lot 5 was even more restricted than Lot 4 because it's a three-sided lot, but all three sides were on street frontages, which required, again, a front yard setback. So of the few inquiries they've had about this lot, all of them were challenged to try to figure out how to fit their structure on here with a 50-foot setback on all street frontages. So we will at first at maybe just making some small changes just for Lot 4. And then I recommended to them that I thought it made more sense, if the setbacks make sense, to go ahead and amend the PUD and allow for less restrictive setbacks on Ping Avenue and on Ransdell Road, just to make it a little bit easier and create more flexibility for these two lots in order to fit structures on them. So what you see here is actually representative of changing the setbacks. So you would still have the 50-foot setback along State Road 32. There's a 30-foot setback on Gateway Avenue to the south here, and then on Ping Avenue, what we're suggesting is to change the front yard setback from 50 feet to 25 feet, which is what you see reflected here. And then also, the other change is, will primarily affect this lot, but the primary tenant needed a drive-through window and also a pass-through lane. And the only way to make that fit in there effectively was to reduce the parking setback from 10 feet down to 7 feet along Ping Avenue. So what I'd suggest to them is I'd be willing to accept the reduced setback if there was a relationship between that and the landscaping provided. So in this case, a reduction from 10 to 7 feet is a 30% reduction. I said I wanted that accompanied by a 30% increase in the landscape plantings along there. And so that is the proposals for you here tonight. The first one is to reduce the front building setback on Ping and Ransdell Road from 50 to 25 feet. And actually, this will actually impact the lot to the south as well, that's the larger lot. And then the second one is to, go ahead and read that. It would allow, so in essence, the ordinance to be written says that the parking setback remains at 10 feet, but however reduces a reduction of up to 30%, but it must be accompanied by increase in a number of required landscape plantings by the same percentage. So in this example, with a reduction from 10 to 7 feet, the landscaping landscape plantings would increase from 4 trees and 10 shrubs to 5 trees and 13 shrubs. That's the recommendations before you tonight, and to amend the PUD ordinance. Again, just a reminder, because it's a PUD ordinance, what the Planning Commission's responsibility is to review the application and then provide a recommendation to the Planning Commission's, or to the council. So the Planning Commission provides the recommendation to the council then adopts the ordinance associated with these amendments. So that would be what's before you here tonight, and staff has recommended the Planning Commission forward the amendments to the Gateway Marketplace PUD ordinance to the Common Council with a favorable recommendation. And with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Okay, any members of the board have a question for Ben? Okay. About the applicant, like to come forward and speak, please? Is there anyone here to represent the applicant? Okay. You
Unless
said
you have any questions specific
Right,
to
do
the
you have any
applicant.
questions of the applicant? Anyone?
Hey, Ben, I don't have anything for the applicant. The only thing I'm questioning, and I think others have as well, and maybe you can just give us an update on it, what is the light time period on that as far as the entrance? I know, as I said, I know it has nothing to do with the applicant, but
That's your guy right there.
Yeah, I can fill in a little bit. The approval that they got from the state is for what they call a provisional signal. So a provisional signal means that once provisions of the approval are met, the signals can go up. And the provision in this case is the generation of traffic. So with only essentially 2 businesses open in that development, it does not generate enough traffic that warrants the stop sign, or the stoplight, excuse me. I'm not for sure if this additional business it will probably be close, but there's a lot more, retail and office and other users to come into this place that is what was used to justify the signal. Now, I will say that what I just heard from NDOT is because of the added travel lane project on 65 and the increased traffic through Lebanon detouring for that, they are going to, at least temporarily, put those lights up, the state will, to help control some of the congestion through Lebanon as people are getting off 65 to take the detour routes. With that being said, they are temporary. They would, in theory, then come down at the end of the 65 travel lane project, but that is not scheduled to be complete until the end of '22.
so they'd put them up and they'd take them down.
Well, hopefully, they put them up, the developer continues to do their job, builds this building, hopefully we see some other projects go forward, and then at that point, they've met the provisional traffic count requirements, and the temporary signals can then stay up permanently.
And I've been around, I don't know, I've been around long enough that the traffic that through there is ridiculous. And I literally, I guess it's something that has to be discussed with NDOT, but I'll just be honest with you. Even if you get 3 or 4 more buildings in there, that what you're saying, they're gonna put them up and then they're gonna turn around and take them down if it doesn't meet their requirements. I think it's ridiculous with the amount of traffic that's went through.
I don't disagree with you. Unfortunately, we have no control over that intersection.
Another question, provisional on traffic increasing because of this development?
Right.
So even though the only access to, is it Sam Ralston Road that heads north?
Well,
Or
not
Menards
the
isn't
only,
that?
but a primary access, yes.
Yeah, there's 2 lots out there that would hugely increase if anybody put anything up there too, and they're not taking that into account.
Well, they would, and we've already
There's a lot of
counted
space in front of Menards.
Yeah, and we've already, as the city, have counted the traffic once on our own dime, just to see if it was meeting the requirements, to see if we could help push the state along. But
Okay.
there was not enough traffic that warrants a stoplight.
I know it has to do with the state. I'm not questioning the city or
Sure.
your call. I just think it's absolutely ridiculous that, how many accidents have to occur there before the state stands up and puts, a traffic light there to
Yeah.
protect the citizens. Just my opinion.
Understood. I totally agree with you.
Thanks, Ben.
Yep.
Wasn't trying to delay you.
Nope, good question. We're asked that question a lot. Unfortunately, we don't direct when that.
Yeah, no, I understand.
I do have a question. Just looking at the parking lot plan for Lot 4, the main access is towards the front, towards State Road 32, correct? There is no other access otherwise on Ping at least.
On Ping, that right now, they're just showing the one there. This is all conceptual. They haven't obviously submitted plans to develop this parcel. This is just what they're showing conceptual and sort of trying to get the building to fit. So right now, what they're showing is the one entrance there and then a secondary entrance off of Gateway Avenue to the south.
I'm just looking as far as a traffic thing that, I mean, when we do the secondary flow through for that the drive-through or whatever, having the extra landscaping and everything over there, if there had been an entrance closer in the middle of Ping instead of closer to 32, then you may have some traffic vision issues.
Yeah, I think one thing we may have to look at there because of how close it is to the intersection, again, there's obviously not a light now, but if there's a left turn lane there, we
Right.
gotta figure out queuing, and people trying to turn left out there may be challenging, so that, I don't know whether we'll be able to allow left turns out of there or not.
Yeah,
We may have to be trying to direct people over to Gateway to get out. So once they submit the plans to develop this, we'll figure that out, but this is just conceptually what they're showing right now.
All right, thank you.
Okay, anything else from the board? Yeah, okay, I'll open it up to the public. Anyone has to say something, come to the mic and tell us your name and your address. You have 3 minutes to speak if you want to speak. Not seeing anyone, I'll close the public hearing. And now we'll need Ben, we need a motion to change that planned unit development. Is that what you needed from us?
Yeah, just based on the staff recommendation, and there'll be
Right.
a recommendation to forward this to the common council with either a favorable or unfavorable recommendation.
I'll make a motion on docket 21-26 that we move it to the council with a favorable recommendation on the amendments to the Lebanon Gateway Marketplace PUD ordinance.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Kelly, would you call the roll, please?
John Leslie,
Yes.
Dan Bayshore,
Yes.
Kevin Krulik,
Yes.
Keith Campbell,
Yes?
Brian Tandy,
Yes.
Lori Gross,
Yes.
Ashley Paddock,
Yes.
Ellie Mullen.
Okay, thank you. The next docket is 2129, the City of Lebanon requesting a rezoning for 1911 North Lebanon Street. The property is currently zoned SF1 Single Family Residential, proposing to be rezoned to PBC Planned Business Commercial. Ben?
All right, this is one where we were approached by a potential tenant that was looking to take down just a small space in this building and had assumed that it was already zoned commercially since it's been used for a dentist office for a fairly long period of time. And when they came in to inquire about that, they discovered that this was actually zoned residentially, and the dentist office has been operating there as a legally existing non-conforming use for decades. They were obviously pretty distraught about that because they were looking to open up a business the very next week. Unfortunately, we couldn't sign paperwork saying they were permitted use, because anytime you change use to something other than what's already there, so basically anything other than a dental office or medical office, is a change of use that has to meet the ordinance requirements. So the only thing that's permitted there right now is single-family residential. We don't ever expect this to be single-family residential at any point in the future, so what we had suggested to the potential tenant at that point is if they could communicate with the property owner, the city would sponsor a rezone of the property for them to go ahead and get this in a zoning classification that makes sense for the use of the property as it has been and always will be. And so we then sponsored this change to planned business commercial, which would create a conforming use out of the dentist office, then also allow any other potential commercial retail uses to go into that space. And in this case, the tenant was looking to have a small space in there to do the microblading. and that would be permitted in the planned business commercial. So that's what we're doing here. If they want to pull up the screen, just kind of show you what we're talking about on North Lebanon Street. Everything, I've put in the staff report, just looking at everything around it. We've got commercial uses all the way around it. To the south actually is zone SF1 also, and has non-conforming uses on that lot as well. But everything else around it is zone plan business commercial and is a commercial use. So it's in an area that's all surrounded by commercial uses currently. And in terms of the comprehensive plan, it does suggest that it is for commercial uses on the future land use map, so it does conform with the comprehensive plan in terms of the change to plan business commercial. So everything in terms of our planning documents and uses around it all lines up with this being a zone plan business commercial. Again, this is a change where the Plan Commission provides a recommendation to the council, who then would adopt the zoning change. So with that, the staff recommendation on this, in review of the rezoning request to plan business commercial, staff recommends this petition be forwarded by the Plan Commission to the Common Council with a favorable recommendation. And again, I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Okay, any questions from the members? Not hearing any. How about the applicant here tonight?
The applicant is here. I guess technically the city is the applicant, but the owner of the property is
Right.
here if there's any questions specifically for him.
Do you have any questions of them? Nope. Okay. I'll open it up to a public hearing. Anyone have something to say to it? Now's the time. Come up. Again, not seeing any. I'll close the public hearing. Okay. I'd entertain a motion to take the staff recommendation.
I'll make a motion to send the rezoning request to Plan Business Commercial to the Common Council with a favorable recommendation.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to recommend a petition to be forwarded by the Plan Commission for planned business commercial to the Common Council with a favorable recommendation. Kelly, would you call the roll, please?
Don Leslie,
Yes.
Dan Bayshore,
Yes.
Kevin Krulik,
Yes.
Keith Campbell,
Yes.
Brian Tandy,
Yes.
Lori Gross,
Yes.
Ashley Paddock,
Yes.
Ally Mullen.
Okay. Is there any other business? Ben, is there anything else? Okay. Well, the best thing comes up is what everybody likes, I think, is a motion to adjourn.
All motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Okay.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Just everybody signify by saying whatever.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, we passed, adjourned, and meeting has come to conclusions. Okay, Ben, you have anything else you want to say? Okay, I think that's everything, and thank you, everyone, for paying attention to us. Thank you.